Hello, everyone. My name is Andreas Vecchiet, and I'm your host on today's episode of the Moneyverse Show. This show is all about helping you and fellow Australians navigate the world of money, be on top of your finances such as income, bills, debts, savings, mortgages, investments, taxes, and family commitments. This show is also about answering your personal finance questions with the help of experts who are experienced with money and have practical suggestions. I should note, our show is purely for education. We are not a financial services organisation, and you will never be sold any financial products or receive information that originates from any financial institution. Comments shared and exchanged in the show are for your personal educational benefit only. In today's show, our resident finance and wealth expert, Lionel Lee, will discuss some burning personal finance questions with today's guest, Desmond Yee. By way of background, Lionel Lee is a writer and commentator of more than 2,000 articles for print and digital media as a multinational business and finance expert. He has taught finance, investment, business, and entrepreneurship over 10 years in the US, Singapore, and Australia. He is a personal finance expert with the Better Foundation, a private foundation delivering personal finance education to over 10 million people around the world, including Australia, through its Moneyverse content and programs. Desmond, welcome to the Moneyverse Show.
Thank you.
Desmond joins us from Melbourne, Australia. He's originally from Singapore and has been living and working in Melbourne since 2014. He works in IT and is a parent of two beautiful kids. Over to you, Lionel.
Welcome to the show, Desmond. Thanks for joining us from Melbourne.
Hi, Lionel. Thank you for inviting me.
So just wondering, how old are the two kids?
One of them is 2 years old and the other is just 3 months old.
Congratulations on your 3-month-old baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, late nights, yes.
Yeah.
Share with us more about the question that you have, and we'll chat through about it and come up with some practical ways to help.
Yeah, I'm looking at trying to secure the financial future for my two kids. So I'm looking in terms of estate planning, legacy planning, trying to get them financially secure, since the world is a tricky place to navigate. So looking for some advice in that area.
Yeah. I don't know about advice, but definitely, the show is about interacting with guests like yourself and then brainstorming possible solutions to challenges that you're facing. So again, with your two kids, if you don't mind me asking their names.
Heidi and Elvin.
Heidi and Elvin. So with Heidi and Elvin, Heidi being the baby? Or Elvin?
Being the eldest, the eldest.
Oh, okay. So Heidi's the 2-year-old, and then
Elvin is the 3 months old. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with Heidi and Elvin, I'm sure there are lots of young parents like yourself as well, and I also can understand about the worries that you have as a parent with the two children, and what kind of future they are going to actually experience, which is going to be very different from ours, and how you want to actually be able to help them secure their financial future. We've had also very similar conversations with other young parents as well, who are looking for ways to set their kids up for life financially. So if again, Heidi and Elvin were my kids, the way that I would go about setting them up for life is to start with, I think, a basic objective. I don't know if the objective makes sense to you, but from my point of view, it would be making sure that they would have a future that they don't have to worry about not having enough money. So that would be my first objective. And my second objective is that they would actually be able to get a leg up in terms of getting to either a position of financial security or independence, faster. It's not a competition, with anyone else, but faster is in faster for them. So they don't have to wait, for example, till they are 70 years old to be in a position to enjoy their a financially stable situation. So in terms of things that I would do, probably a couple that comes to mind. Again, I don't know if you have already started considering them. The first thing I would actually look at is, because the kids are at the age whereby, of course, with the baby going, years in the years to come, but as they are going into an age whereby they are toddlers and learning, one of the things that I would look at is start inculcating the right money habits with both of them. One of the easy ways to do that, of course, apart from having conversation, is to use fun aids, like, for example, a coloring book. So a coloring book that helps them to understand how money works, adopt some basic money habits. For example, understand how money is being made, how they earn money, how they can save money, and perhaps at a later extent, how they can also invest will then provide them with a basic foundation. I think in Australia, while there's a lot of chat about financial literacy in schools, it doesn't really happen at the kindergarten level. So, between the 2-year-old till Heidi gets to kindergarten, there's an opportunity for you as a parent to be able to give her a head start in terms of adopting the right money habits. So that's one of the things that I would do for my kids at that age. Another practical way would be to look at perhaps setting up a savings account for both children. Of course, the money comes from you because you're going to be putting money into the savings account, but it would be an account that, again, from my point of view, I would use that to do a couple of things. The amounts that you put in every week or every month could be small. You wouldn't actually touch the money there because you would basically just be putting in and not taking it out. You find it maybe a high yield savings account that allows you to compound the returns on that sum, and that will then allow them to use the monies for a couple of things down the road. You could use it for their education. We're not talking about university or college education, but even as they go into primary, as they go into high school, you might be looking to afford other forms of education for them. So that would come in handy. That would be one of the things that I would look at doing in terms of getting them or giving them a head start. And if that money is not being used at some point in time for primary, high school education, then it also becomes a college fund as well. I think that the challenge with which some parents have and they worry about is the fact that college fees are increasing, and it will increase, when their children actually come to a tertiary education age. So, like, if you take Heidi, who's 2, then you're talking about maybe in another 15 years time on average, right? So definitely the cost of college was inflated by then. So that savings account could be a good start. I've also seen situations where some parents actually create a separate savings account where they put in lump sums. So from my point of view, it's using the term deposits available in Australia at a variety of interest rates, maybe across a couple of term deposit providers, to actually put in lump sums along the way. So like when you're working and you're getting maybe bonuses, for example, we're just allocating a percentage of that to go into a term deposit. So that also builds up a extra so-called savings for your child. Whether or not you're using that term deposit for education purposes, that could be one. My own take is that those term deposits that you're putting in from time to time, and you're leaving it there usually for a longer period. So term deposits in Australia can go anywhere between, in terms of longer term, 12 months to 5 years. I would use that to actually build up perhaps a larger sum that could be used as a deposit for their future homes. So that could be a way to help them afford a home at some point in time. So it would be different from the savings account, where the savings account you would be using for education. I would use the term deposits to build up the actual deposit used for the down payment of a house or an apartment. The third thing, which will be even much longer, but the compounding effect can be significant for Heidi and for Alvin, especially at their age, is probably superannuation. You're not doing that immediately right now, but something that you may want to keep in mind is actually creating a superannuation fund for the child. You know that with superannuation, they can't touch the money until they are 60. So what you're doing is basically, with a small sum that's going in on a regular basis, it sets them up for their own retirement. So you know that basically between your savings accounts, your term deposit, and your superannuation for the kids, you've got a simple three-pronged approach to actually make sure they don't have to worry about money or not having enough money on an ongoing basis, and also up to their old age. So that's my take and approach that I would be looking at. It's simple. It's something that we can do it. It's not something that you need to have a huge amount of resources to start, and you can even do it after we end the conversation.
Yep, sounds good. So will you be recommending buying any ETFs for them? Because I realized that you mentioned term deposit, super, and savings, but you didn't say anything about any ETF investments.
I won't say specific ETFs, but if you just use the word investments in general, I have actually not gone into talking about investment as a fourth approach, simply because you are looking to build up a foundation for them, which means that it's got to be a financial platform whereby they are not going to be, and you are not going to be in a position to lose that money, right? So it's got to be essentially in a safe haven kind of environment. I'm not saying that just because you put money in the bank, it is essentially the 100% fail safe, but it is a much better safe haven than if you were to put it in the stock market for the purpose of building that financial foundation for them. So it's different from if you are saying, I want to help my child to become a future millionaire. So if that is the objective, then you would have to look at other instruments that allows you to actually significantly grow the returns and the total sum at some point in time. But at this point, as I mentioned, if the objective is to allow them to be in a position whereby they're financially secured, they've got they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, right? Whether or not they are going to be super wealthy in the future, it's partly up to them. But as a parent, if you're just going to make sure that they don't have to worry about where the next dollar comes from, then the savings accounts, the term deposits, the superannuation gives them that financial foundation as a stepping stone. And it's a safe, secured, it's also a long-term stepping stone that you can provide for them as a parent.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and of course, if we want to chat about investments for the kids in terms of, how can I help my child become a future millionaire, then that's another topic that we could always, or another question that we could always chat about in the show again. And of course, we welcome you back as a guest to discuss the topic.
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Desmond.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Desmond. Thank you, Lionel. To follow our videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, I Want a Better Life. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit the Contact Us page on our website, intothemoneyverse.com. One word, intothemoneyverse.com. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.